Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about stocks. I imagine that if you click this video, you're probably thinking, how can I get in the stock market? And that's what this video is all about. In fact, this is going to be the first video in a series of videos that I plan on making just to show you how easy it is to get set up and to invest. So in this video, we're going to do two things. Number one, we're going to find out what kind of investor you want to be. And number two, we're going to see what kind of broker you want to use. So to find out what kind of investor you want to be, you have to understand how stocks work. Number one is the most obvious. I put money into the stock market, the business grows, the stock goes up. That is a capital gain. The other one is a little less obvious and people probably don't really think about it, and that's dividend growth. And that is where I have money in a company and that company pays me interest, similar to a bank account. So this is where you have to make the decision. Do I want dividends coming in monthly, quarterly, yearly? Or would I rather have capital gain growth and then I can just sell the stock for a profit? And that really comes down to what kind of investor you want to be. And this leads me into the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and that's a stockbroker. So a stockbroker is where you keep your assets and do your trades. Basically, it's where you buy and sell stocks. Now, much like banks, there are a lot of different stockbrokers. Some of the more popular ones that you've probably heard of at least once in your life are ETrade, Webull, Robinhood, etc. And these are different companies that give you different benefits for doing business with them. Now, the cool thing is you're not limited to just one stockbroker. In fact, I actually use two. Right now, I'm using ETrade and Robinhood. Now, ETrade is where I keep all my capital gains assets. So these are just companies that grow and grow and grow and grow, and they may not have the highest dividend payouts, or they may not have the most concurrent dividend payouts, but they are actually gaining a lot of money in the capital gains department. So that's where I store those. When it comes down to Robinhood, I'm using that for dividend stocks, so I don't see a huge capital gains growth, but they are a passive income monthly, quarterly, and yearly, and that's great. I also use it for buying cryptocurrency, which is something else we'll get into a little bit later on down the road. And that's the great thing about the stock market, is you can actually do everything. You may not be able to put all your money into the capital gains or all your money into dividend growth stocks, but at the end of the day, I think a healthy balance is what you're going to want. Now, with that being said, I don't want you to go out and just get into all these different stockbrokers and just have your portfolio all over the place. In fact, I recommend you start with one and then eventually work into two or possibly even more. So let's talk about what I would recommend, okay? I started with ETrade, and ETrade, in my opinion, it's a good app. It has a ton of benefits. It is very overwhelming to the new person. I will just say that right off the bat. I am fortunate enough to have started with it, and I'm just prepared to go into other things like Webull and Robinhood with no issues. Like, I can go into those apps, and it's beginner level stuff at that point for me. Now, even after everything I've just talked about, I probably still wouldn't recommend ETrade as an app, at least if you're a beginner. Once you get a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more advanced, then yeah, definitely get ETrade, sign up, it's great. Now, what I recommend is joining something like Webull or Robinhood if you're a beginner, mainly because their interfaces are a little bit beginner-friendly compared to something like ETrade. And also, the other benefit is that they give you free stocks for joining, so it's free money, so that's great. Now, the other thing I really like about the Robinhood app in comparison to ETrade is that I can do fractional shares, and that is where, let's say a company is worth $100 for a stock, right? And let's say I only have $10 in my pocket. I don't want to have to wait to save up another $90 just to buy that share. So I buy 10% of it, which is a fraction of the share. And that's the great thing about the Robinhood app. It's very easy, and you could just do that with pretty much any stock. The other benefit is that it allows you to purchase cryptocurrency, which, like I said, we'll talk about a little bit later on down the road, but it's just something that I feel is going to be very important in your portfolio, so you might as well have an option to do it. So now that I've given you the information that you need, I have two things that I want you to do. Think of it as homework before the next video. Number one, really sit down, think about what kind of investor you want to be. Do you want that passive income every month? Or would you rather see huge growth in capital gains? So think about that. The second thing I want you to do is check out the different stockbrokers out on the market and find one that works best for you and has the benefits that you as an investor are looking for. So with all that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. Don't forget to like the video. Help me out with that YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe because I'm coming out with the other videos and you're probably going to want to piece those together. But yeah, don't forget to do those things. Other thing I'm going to do is leave a link down in the description to a link where you can sign up for the Robinhood app, and you will get a free stock when you sign up. And if you have any questions, I'll do my best to help you during that process as well. Thanks, and I will see you guys in the next video.